Annie.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. What are you drinking?
Just opened up a cold one.
Popping a cold one.
Little lime LaCroix. They are not a
Oh,
sponsor.
yeah.
They can be if they'd like to be, but just,
I go back on LaCroix, back and forth on LaCroix. I don't know how I feel about LaCroix.
You feel a certain way about LaCroix. It's water.
Well, I don't feel like they're that good. I still love sparkling water.
I love sparkling water. I would rather have sparkling water than any other kind. That's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I've gotten into those. Do you know those Mio where you put the stuff in the drink?
Yes, I've seen you sprinkle those in.
Yeah, I've gotten into those, which is lame. It's like, just drink
Can
water.
I just say, I feel like those are for babies that don't want to just drink some water. Like, you have to spruce up your water. You're
drinking sparkling water. You need special water with bubbles. I need bubbles.
All right.
And a hint of lime. Like lime, but not too much lime.
It's naturally essenced. It's not a hint of
What
lime.
does that even mean?
It says, I don't know. It says
what
naturally
does that mean?
essenced.
Naturally essence. That's made up. That's not a real thing.
Mm-mm.
That's not. Okay.
Those are our listeners. I'm showing him the can where it literally is printed on the can. Naturally essenced.
I know.
Why
the
would
words
I make
are
that
printed on
up?
the can. I know. I'm saying they made it up. It doesn't mean anything. Naturally essenced is that's a nothing burger.
Okay. Well, speaking of, did we learn nothing from our podcast last week where you chastised us for not introducing ourselves or getting off to a wonderful start?
Oh yeah, I guess I should do that.
Yeah. Just.
Hi, welcome to Call Your Mom. I am McKylin, and this is
Holly. Hi, I'm Mom.
Hi, Mom.
I'm the mom.
This is Mom. Is it eponymous? Eponym? How do you say that word?
It's
titular. You're the titular mom.
Hippopotamus. It's not hippopotamus.
No, eponymous.
Eponymous, yes. I know what word you're trying to say, which is someone who is everywhere.
Oh, so no. So I'm using it wrong. You are everywhere, though. I feel like you've been around a bunch of places recently.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
So, can I tell you where I've just come from?
Okay.
Got home today to Florida. I'm in Florida. Okay. And I got home from Austin, Texas, where I got to work a top 5 women's basketball matchup, South Carolina versus Texas. And
wow.
You will not believe what happened. Those sirens, those are really loud sirens.
It's New York City. You know, there's sirens all the time. Imagine doing auditions and we have to wait for, if there's a fire anywhere nearby, there's a fire truck and, it's a nightmare. Ambulances.
Yeah, you're in the middle of an audition like, and I told you, Cammy,
get your goddamn hand.
Wait for the sirens. Wait for the sirens.
All right, start over.
And I said,
get your goddamn hand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm coming back from Austin where I worked top 5 basketball game and. Okay, South Carolina.
What makes it a top 5? Is it just one of the? Are they the top 5 teams? What do you mean by top 5?
Rankings.
Okay, that's what I was just clarifying. They're ranked.
Yes.
Okay, that's not clear.
2 versus 4.
A top 5 basketball game could mean anything.
Yeah, it's so funny because my life revolves around sports so much. Sometimes when I'm talking to you, I'm like, I feel like I'm speaking another language, but no, you've been hearing this language your whole life. Don't you know any of the words yet?
I know what the words mean, but the top 5 could mean multiple things.
Not in sports lingo.
Oh, okay.
A top 5 matchup means both teams are ranked in the top 5.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. So, South Carolina playing at Texas, women's basketball. Okay. The South Carolina Staleyhawks, Don Staley, had won 57 straight conference games.
Wow.
57. That's over the span of years.
Did they win?
They did not.
They lost.
Yes, it was a huge upset. Texas, Vic Schaefer, coaching Texas. And the cool story that you will appreciate is they played twice this year. In the first meeting, South Carolina killed Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And this young woman named Madison Booker, who I just love, she is just the
You've
cutest.
talked about her quite a bit.
I've talked about her before, yes.
Yep.
She was 3 for 19. Do you know what I mean when I say 3 for 19?
She shot 19 times and made 3 of them.
Oh, good job, honey. Oh, good. Look
I'm
at that.
not an idiot, okay? I know what some stuff means.
Okay, I'm just checking. So anyway, she was 3 for 19 in their first meeting. South Carolina defense made it very challenging. So this time around, she told me before the game, she's like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna be aggressive, and even if my shots aren't falling, I can do other things that affect the game. And she was just really cute and positive. So she comes out firing, and she does really well. I think she ended up with 11 points in the first half alone.
What did she end up with?
She ended up with 22 points.
Oh no, but like her shot
ratio. Oh yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I probably should know that, but I didn't.
Did she fix it, or did she stay in a similar? It sounds like she fixed it.
It sounds like she fixed it, because 3 for 19 would mean she only scored 6 points in the previous.
Or 9 points.
Or 9. Good point. Look at you knowing 3-point math. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she ended with 22 points. And as she's running off the floor at halftime, she's so cute. I'm like, how do you describe this start that you got off to? And she's like, I told you, Holly. I told you I was going to turn things around. It was so cute. Yeah. So anyway, it was a good game. South Carolina, sometimes people are like, oh, South Carolina, they can't lose. And I'm like, South Carolina is going to be fine. This was an early start game on the road. Mm-hmm. It was sold out. I was so proud. There were 10,000 people there on Super Bowl Sunday to watch women's basketball. Huge.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. So South Carolina is going to be fine. It was a bump in the road for them. It's going to be a great learning experience and help them down the road. But I thought for Texas, and this young woman in particular, who she's just such a great kid. It was a good turning point, because you never want to go 3 for anything. I guess you want to go 3 for 3.
Yeah, 3 for 3 is good.
Yeah. But for her, it was a good turnaround. Psychological turnaround.
Three's a magic number, isn't it? It's prime.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I failed math a lot. I don't know math any. Don't ask me any math-related questions.
Yeah, we're not a podcast based on intelligence. About math.
We're not a math podcast. Let's just establish that here.
Numbers, general knowledge.
Right. No, we have a lot of general knowledge. Just none of it includes math.
Just tell me one random general knowledge fact right now. Go.
Okay, so I wanted to get into the Super Bowl.
No, I just asked you a question.
I was going to give you some general knowledge that you're going to be very impressed with.
Okay.
So, I thought the most important thing of the entire Super Bowl, it's the biggest
You're just not answering my question.
I'm getting there. Would you just let me get there? So
it's such an easy question to answer.
If you'll let me get there. Wow, someone woke up feisty today.
What? It's fun. This is
naturally essence spice.
Hey, I'm like a LaCroix. I was around a lime, so I'm a little zesty.
You are zesty today. So anyway, I thought the best part of the Super Bowl, and I mean the best part.
I don't know how this is general knowledge, but okay.
Was Kendrick Lamar.
Good job. Yep.
And the halftime show. So I wanted to get your thoughts on the halftime show, and my general knowledge is going to come up in that conversation.
I see. It's just you just completely have ignored my question. What?
When I drop the knowledge, you're gonna recognize it for general knowledge. So keep going. How did you like the halftime show?
Such a weird way to do this. Yeah, I loved it. It was great. That look into the camera when he said, "Say Drake, I know you like him young," was mind-boggling. I went to a Super Bowl party with Tiff and our friends Chris and Megan hosted us, and it was a great little party, and which we'll talk about, just party etiquette and party rules, and just parties in general. But we all gasped. It was an audible like, and it's going viral. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. So for the listeners who are not hip to the knowledge, Kendrick Lamar, this current album that he used a lot of his songs from in this show, blew up because it's a diss track. And I think we did go into
Well,
the
the
diss track
album's not
on
a
this
diss track.
podcast. I think we went down a rabbit hole on the diss track on this podcast.
About Not Like Us, or about, well, because he released. Oh boy, I'm not gonna know if I remember all of them. He released 3 or 4.
Anyway, it was directed towards Drake, and then Drake
But
would
yes,
fire back.
yeah.
And we have discussed this on the podcast because I remember having to like look up why are Kendrick Lamar and Drake mad. So anyway, Drake has since sued Kendrick Lamar and the studio.
Well, he sued the label. I don't think he sued Kendrick, but they sued the label
for slander
over the song,
right? For slander, for alleging that he's been
and
with
for
underage girls and different behaviors.
And for bot farming the song to make it more popular or something like that.
Oh, okay. So anyway, there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk leading up to the Super Bowl that because of the lawsuit that was pending, that Kendrick Lamar would not be able to perform some of the songs with the original lyrics on Fox television.
He did change a lyric.
Or that then Drake would then sue the network and expand the lawsuit. So what lyric did he change?
He changed. He doesn't call him a pedophile. There's one lyric where he's like, I can't remember it exactly, but they cut the lyric and he just went into the that little section. So they just kind of papered over it. You wouldn't really notice it, but so he did do that, which is good, I guess. It's probably, right. At least he didn't call Drake a pedophile on national TV.
But it was really good. I thought the show was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was.
Serena Williams was great.
Serena Williams was maybe the highlight, and the director never went back to her. I was so mad. He showed her for just like 5 seconds, and I'm like, was that Serena? And then he never went back to her, and I'm like, whoever's directing this needs to be fired immediately.
Well, maybe that's all.
Serena.
She was just crip walking, so maybe they were just like, she just had her one little move, and they were like, that's good enough.
No, we wanted more Serena. She was the highlight. But anyway, I thought the whole presentation, because I have been at the Super Bowl a couple of times where I've seen the halftime show live. Correct. And it can fall flat in person. So you've got to accomplish 2 things. You've got to entertain the stadium and the crowd, which is what I thought. I thought Kendrick's staging was really good because he used every part of the field, and so every part of the stadium got a little glimpse of him.
And it looked like I guess it was a PlayStation handle with the X's and the O's. Maybe. Or I heard that theory.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick that part up. But anyway, so I thought it was wildly entertaining. I thought it was good, but I was so distracted the whole show by his pants. Did you see his jeans? They were darling.
Oh, okay.
I thought his flare bottom jeans stole the show.
You like a flare bottom.
And so I tweeted about it and said, I think Kendrick's jeans are the real MVP of this show. And like Complex Magazine and big mainstream outlets picked up my tweet that went viral.
Really?
Yes.
You had a viral tweet this week.
I had a viral tweet yesterday during the Super Bowl. So I've done more research. And here's where I'm dropping the general knowledge on you, darling.
Oh my gosh. It was just this is not general knowledge. What is it?
I've researched his pants. Kendrick Lamar was wearing these Celine flare bottom jeans.
Okay.
Flared surf jeans and summer dazed wash denim. $1,300.
Wow.
But they were so good looking, like the cut and the flare at the bottom. So I've gone down another rabbit hole. And did you know that there's a difference between a flare and a boot cut jean? Boot cut jeans are similar to flares, but they have distinct styling differences in shape. Flare jeans have a dramatic widening from the knee down, creating a bold bell-bottom effect, and the flare can range from subtle to extreme, with some styles nearly touching the floor in a wide swoop. Originally popular in the 70s, revived in the early 2000s, flare jeans often make a statement and are great for elongating the legs. Now, it does look like Kendrick is a little on the short side. He's a shorty, like your mother. So the flare jeans elongated the legs. Not to be confused with bootcut jeans. These are more subtle than flare jeans, with a slight widening from the knee down, just enough to accommodate a pair of boots, hence the name. The cut's more balanced, versatile, making it a classic choice that works well with a variety of shoes. That's the general knowledge I've been dropping on you, son. How about that?
I don't know. Does that count as general knowledge? I was just saying, like, say something you know.
Well, I went
It's
down the rabbit
fascinating.
hole of how cute Kendrick Lamar's pants were, and I just thought that you'd be dying to know about them.
It's good to know that instead of just answering the question, we had to do this 30-minute walk, but that's good. Wow. So you really cared about those pants. Did you notice his chain?
Mm-hmm. I didn't get it. It was an A. What's that
It's a
for?
lowercase a, and so an uppercase A is a major. So a lowercase a
Is
is
A
a
minor.
minor. Hey,
Oh my gosh!
yeah, good job.
It's a disc chain.
It's a disc chain. He's just been the pettiest man alive for a year now. Yeah.
Do you hate anyone that much in your life that you would make a diss track and then base an entire Super Bowl halftime performance on dissing someone? That is wild to
I
me.
don't
That is
know.
like an all-time level feud.
Yeah, and win 5 Grammys for your song of hatred. It's for the. It's. I mean, okay. To be fair, hip hop was built off of diss tracks. I feel like I
Yeah.
feel that's always been a thing of dissing each other. And even like some of the best Ice Cube songs are diss tracks.
Right.
No Vaseline, great song.
Wow. That's
Tough to listen, but yeah,
good.
great.
Yeah.
But so like diss tracks have been a thing for forever. So I guess he's just doing something. He's doing it for the culture.
Well,
You know,
anyway, I liked the show. I
it was
saw
good.
somewhere today that people are ranking the all-time best shows, and they
I
have
don't
it
know
at
if
number
you
4. There's no way it's number 4. Can we just? So the thing I
do. You
saw,
have a ranking? Do you have it pulled up?
I don't have it pulled up right in front of me, but I think I can remember it because I was very irritated that the
Because Michael
top
Jackson's not number
4.
one.
No, Prince,
Prince
which
is
I
number one.
agree with.
I agree with that. I feel like it'd be like Prince, Jackson, Gaga. Oh,
No,
the
the
Dr.
top
Dre
4
one.
were men. The top 4 were men, which really irritated me. Beyonce was the highest woman at number 4 or number 5. Gaga should be up there. J Lo and Shakira should be up there.
Yeah, those are
Rihanna should
great.
be up there.
My Janet Jackson's.
Janet Jackson,
In
even though
terms
her
of just
boob came
iconic,
out, she was great before the boob came out.
it was an icon. That's just like one of the most memorable ones. Wait, okay, so you said you've been to the Super Bowl a couple of times, right?
Yes. So my performances
What?
were
Yeah.
The Weekend, which
Oh, you went to that one?
yes, The Weekend. It was
Oh,
here in
wow.
Tampa. Saw Tom
Yeah.
Brady win the Super Bowl here in Tampa, and I will say this: that one fell really flat in the stadium because
Yeah.
we couldn't see what he was doing. But then when I came home and watched it on television, and he's like going through that cube, and it was very visual on TV, but in the stadium it fell very flat. I would say it was kind of boring in the stadium. But the one in LA 2 years ago with Dr. Dre and Snoop and
Yes.
that was awesome. Like awesome.
That one ranks up there for me.
Yes.
In top 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that one's amazing. Last night's I would put it top 10, but I don't remember 10, if I'm being honest.
Right. We have recency bias. Anyway, I thought it was good.
Usher was great.
Oh, Usher was good. You're right.
About Usher with the rollerblades and yeah.
You know who was really bad?
Who?
Maroon 5.
They just don't have the juice. I don't.
Yeah, I just thought.
Yeah. They have a good song. I like Maroon 5, but they just don't have.
I like some of their songs. They're not just bangers. You know, it's like you need some banger songs.
One of who's low key a good one I watched randomly was Creed. Did they do it? Did they do a Super Bowl?
Who's Creed?
Do you know Creed?
I've never even heard what you're talking about.
You know the band Creed?
Never heard of it.
Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm there. No? With arms wide open.
Oh.
With arms wide open. No?
Wow, you
can take me higher.
Wow.
You've never heard of Creed?
Now, you can take me higher.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well this is I didn't know the name of the band. That's not my style of music, so I didn't know it.
I didn't think it was my style. I've been having this issue lately where especially with Spotify, they put you kind of in this box, right? And it's always based off of your like songs, and so then they'll make you playlists, and half of those playlists are your like song, and then like you'll get some new stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
But you kind of get boxed into to like a couple genres, you know, and it's so I had to like expand.
Do you want to know what your mother does that I think is brilliant?
What do you do?
Is every Friday they release new music. And so on Fridays, not every Friday, but almost every Friday, I go to Spotify and I'll go down the list of new music released and I'll test out songs. And that's how I've heard a lot about a lot of new artists. So that's how I got onto Burna Boy. That's how I got onto Tyla.
I do love your love for Burna Boy. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I really.
It's such you and my girlfriend have a shared love of Burna Boy, and it just makes me laugh so much that you love the Afro.
I love the Afro
beats.
Yeah,
you know?
You can really.
That's awesome.
No, but I tried the new artist Friday, or new music spotlight or whatever they call it, because I think we can get stale in our music choices.
Yeah, I just listen to a lot of alternative rap, and after a while, I'm like, I can only listen to so many different versions of Childish Gambino and Kid Cudi. Like it's just ripoffs of them. Not like I mean, good for those people making that music, but sometimes I want a little Creed. I went down a Creed and Nickelback rabbit hole.
Why do people hate Nickelback? I've heard that people really hate Nickelback.
No,
I don't
Nickelback
know that.
Nickelback is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know that feud. I'm not up on that feud.
The song "Photograph" is amazing.
Wow.
I would say it's top. No, but it is a great song. They have so many good songs. How You Remind Me, another great song. Nickelback is being hated on too much. I think Nickelback should do the Super Bowl show.
People would lose their minds because
it would be awesome.
You know how sometimes things are hated just because it's become like the norm.
Popular to hate, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is what used to happen with the WNBA is Saturday Night Live, or anybody out there would be like, "Oh, the WNBA," and people would make jokes at their expense.
Yeah.
And I do feel like that has changed, and we don't have that anymore. The WNBA, they're driving off in a Toyota or whatever. I think there used to be a lot of jokes just for the sake of jokes. They weren't
making any money. Nobody was at the games.
Yeah, I think we used to call those laughing stocks. So I think Nickelback became a laughing stock for no fair reason. So
yeah, they were just kind of regular rock. There's not enough like different genres that are readily accessible anymore. I feel like I don't know how kids find because I feel like you just get stuff shoved like a freaking Sabrina Carpenter just shoved in your face.
Algorithm shoved at you, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't you
have to seek things out. Everyone I know that's really into music, like Rebecca Lobo's daughter, Siobhan, she's very into music. She'll always go to concerts in New York, and she's always seeking out new music. So I think your music is going to be as good as your curiosity in seeking out new music.
That's fair, yeah.
Right. Okay, let's wrap up the Super Bowl, because anything else that stood out to you? I honestly, this is going to sound so bad. I kept the game on. I didn't watch 2 seconds after halftime.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I was reading the book. Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they dog walked the Chiefs, and it was
dominating.
Yeah.
It was dominating, but we talked about Jalen on the podcast last week, and how much I respect him and how he's handled his life and how he's handled adversity in his life. So I wanted to share this tweet with you that I sent out that says, one day people will quit underestimating Jalen Hurts. Maybe today is the day. Well done, Jalen. Never had a doubt. Eagles. And look at the date that I can't
see that. I cannot see that.
12/13/2020. So when your mother says that she has been supporting that young man and believing in him because he believes so strongly in himself, I think it's inspiring. I just think it's so inspiring to see people who overcome adversity, and everyone tells you you're bad. Like everyone on the internet tells you you're bad, but you don't believe it.
Well, I mean, we talk about that all the time, about the internet losers who think that they can like that their opinion matters. Because they don't. It doesn't. You're not good at anything, so you're just being mad at people who are good at stuff. But anyways, I do love that. Jalen Hurts is a good. I think he's a good role model. It's awesome to see two black quarterbacks also in the Super Bowl again, but still, like anytime that happens, I did have a moment though. I was looking at Twitter and I saw. I'm just covering my whole face with my microphone.
Yeah, your microphone movement's a little distracting. Any chance you can just maybe hold it still?
I like to talk with my hands and I'm holding it, so I just
maybe not the best visual.
sorry. I have a lot of energy today. I worked out. I ate really healthy, so I'm up.
Feeling great.
Running around.
How was your weekend? We haven't talked. I was so hectic. I haven't talked to you.
Yeah, I did nothing, and it was great. I loved it. I did some work. I did some work for you. We're doing work on the foundation stuff, and then wrote a little bit of. I'm writing a script right now, so I worked on that. Wrote a couple scenes for that. Working on some sketches because I'm kind of in a sketch group. They're
Kind
called
of.
Stupid Hot.
Are you in a sketch group, or are you kind of in a sketch group?
I'm kind of in. They started a sketch group. I'm like it's like a featured player. You know,
You're an alternate.
They put me in a decent amount. I hope they'll put me. They have a show coming up in like March. Hopefully they'll have something for me. And then I've been writing some sketches for them as well.
Okay. Anything you can share with us? Anything like a premise of a sketch you can share that's going to be funny?
Well, I'm trying to think of any sketch premises that I have left on the field. The one I'm working on right now is about a guy dating an old woman.
An old woman or an older woman?
Like a 90-year-old, like a grandma.
Oh.
And it's like a young 20-something, and they're like, "Are you dating her for her money?" So that's the one I've been working on. That one's been funny. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
It's the thing with the sketches is you kind of got to find the joke, and I sometimes being funny and knowing how to make something funny are two very different things. You know.
I remember telling you my idea for a sketch years ago, and I still think this is a really funny sketch. So I can see like you cut to this couple that's in an apartment. Mm-hmm. What is the horror movie that's really scary that someone's laying in the bed and something starts moving under the sheets? Remember what I'm talking about?
The Others?
I don't remember. Anyway, I was thinking of
The Haunting? Is it The Haunting?
It's The Haunting.
Yeah. That movie's bad. Have you seen that movie recently?
I don't watch scary movies, honey.
Oh my God.
I'm such a baby. I do not watch.
Horrible.
No, I just
think that.
Oh, you're saying it's bad. It's not scary.
It's stupid. It's so dumb. It's crazy because it has like it has Liam Neeson, great. Catherine Zeta-Jones, oh my God. Lily Tomlinson, amazing. Owen Wilson, so amazing. And it is dog doo-doo. Anyways, continue with you.
Wow, very strong opinions on that movie. Okay, so my idea though was like the inconvenient ghost, where stuff starts happening.
Oh, that was my idea.
No, it wasn't. It was my idea.
That was my idea in high
school. Where the ghost is not so much scary and it's not like trying to kill you. It's just inconvenient. So like
that was completely my idea from high school. Are you trying to steal my ideas and now you're just broadcasting them out to the world?
Inconvenient Ghost was my idea, son.
That was my idea. I have it written down. I probably have a notebook somewhere from high school that has it in there. I came up with that.
Well, it's a great idea.
It is funny. I do the Inconvenient Ghost. They just like it turns the heat up a little bit. Or like every time you flip your pillow, it's both sides are hot.
Right. If like nothing is gonna terrorize you, it's just really.
It's just frustrating.
Right.
Yeah,
like the toothpaste is like all nice,
right.
And all of a sudden nobody's there, and you just see the toothpaste get squozen from the middle.
Yeah. It just fills up. Yeah. Inconvenient Ghost. That one's great. I think I tried to write that. I tried to do that one. And the biggest issue I had is I just didn't know how I would do the inconvenient stuff.
Right, like how you
How do I show that?
stage. You need like special effects director.
Yeah, I was I was in high school, so I didn't have a lot of wherewithal. But that's what I forgot about that one. That one's
Yeah,
really
that's
funny.
a good one. You should circle that back.
We should circle back to that.
So speaking of circle back, I just want to put a bow on the Super Bowl.
Oh yes,
The game was not exciting. I was very
bad game.
excited for the Eagles. I was very excited for Jalen. And it's
Yeah,
literally nothing against the Chiefs. I've really liked the Chiefs, and in past Super Bowls, I've rooted for the Chiefs.
yeah.
But like sometimes you want new blood, and you want people to
Well,
overcome things.
that's the thing with Jalen. I was like, they've been there before and they've done really. And so it's like I'm happy for him, but I'm ready for this next the football. The NFL just needs to do something to change things up, or like I don't know something. 'Cause it's
They have
just
specifically set it up, and the way they've done their rules and free agency, like the Super Bowl wants parity because they
hmm
want more teams and fan bases, and they want,
yeah, yeah,
they don't want like top heavy, like the NBA used to be very top heavy, like it was the Lakers and the Celtics every year in the finals,
yeah.
and and so I
It's
think that
boring.
sports leagues have shaken things up because they want fresh blood and they want new fan bases and they want more engagement. So that comes with good and bad, because the bad is sometimes ratings suffer. Like I'll give you an example. In the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder is a team that I just love, like Shea Gilgeous
Mm-hmm.
Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren. Like I just love that team. They're young, they're dynamic, they're cool. I've been rooting for them, but they were, like in the Eastern Conference Finals, and in the Western Conference, excuse me, the Western Conference Finals, and like the ratings were terrible. People weren't interested in them at all.
Really?
So
Yeah.
it's hard for leagues because like more
How
people
do you-
know LeBron or Jason
Well,
Tatum,
I know
Celtics or whatever.
all the famous players are going to the like. I feel like the Lakers have everyone. Like they just got what's his name,
Did you see the
Luca.
Luka Doncic trade?
Yeah, and like I'm just like, maybe he just didn't work with the people in Dallas or something. But I'm just like, I feel like every famous person just slowly goes to the Lakers, and then it's boring. Luckily, the Knicks are good, but still.
Well, I think that they're trying to maximize LeBron's last year or two. Like, okay, we have to go all in to win now. Well, we have LeBron, number one.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing. But number two, what I read between the lines and some of the management from the Dallas Mavericks, they just did not. So Luca is eligible for the max extension next year, which is like $350 million.
Mm-hmm.
And based on his behavior and his availability, because he's kind of a chunky guy, like he loves beer. He just is not a workout warrior, and he's always hurt. Like if you looked up how many games he's been hurt in his career. And so I think the organization was essentially saying,
It's
we
not worth the money.
cannot put all this money into this guy who doesn't care, doesn't show a good work ethic, and
Yeah.
is an incredible player on the floor, like literally top two or three player in the league right now. But that they wouldn't invest in him lets me know that behind the scenes,
I
it
just didn't
had to
like
be
him.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
What's the
we're
name?
only hearing the outside part. They must
Yeah.
have really hated this guy and how he treated people and how he worked behind the
Yeah.
scenes for them to give up on this very talented player. So it's interesting. I can't
Especially,
wait to
yeah.
see how it turns out. Was Dallas right, or were the Lakers right? Like only time will tell.
Either way, but what's the name? I love the guy. He's like from Belarus or something weird, and he like clearly doesn't love like he. They're like, "Are you so excited to get back to playing basketball?" And he's like, "Nah, whatever." The
Nikola
white guy.
Jokic. You're
I
talking about
love
Nikola
that guy.
Jokic from Denver.
Yes, that dude. I love him. I saw a video of him playing. Where does he? It was during the Olympics. Where does he from?
Let's see. Nikola Jokic is from. It's not Slovenia. It's hold please. Keep
I
talking. I'll get it.
but wherever he's from, he was playing with them in the Olympics, and he just looked like he was having the time of his life. And I was just like, that's just I love
Serbia.
seeing
Serbia.
Serbian. I love seeing dudes who like they don't care about the glitz and glam of the NBA. They just like basketball, and then he just like wants to go home and hang out with his horses. I'm like that. I want that guy to have just the best career because I like that vibe. I think that like NBA, you're just giving these kids like so much money, and it's kind of I think it's more interesting to see people treat it more like workmen like, and they're just like, I come in, I play basketball, I leave. Like, because so many people put such emphasis on it, And
Like it's
like
their
it's like
whole identity and their whole life and their
yeah,
whole family's life and their whole parents' life, and it's
yeah, and like
everything.
people, like regular people, put so much emphasis onto these stars, and like I like the idea of a star being like, I play a game, I love the game, but it's a game, it's not everything. You know, still find like, still have your own life, still go out and like have hobbies and things that you love, because like being a Knicks fan isn't a personality. You know, like I like that. Like being a Lakers fan isn't a personality. It's a section, and it's good to have that. But
But it's an interesting conversation because I've always wondered if for you to be really good at something, like to be great at something, like let's use Kobe
yeah,
for an example. So
yeah,
Kobe is somebody that we knew, you've met him,
mm,
and he was very nice and kind to me, friendly
mm,
with him, and he was obsessive about being great. So
yeah,
so can you be great and can you be good at your craft without being obsessive about it? So like for you
yeah.
for acting, like the Daniel Day-Lewis where he doesn't ever go out of character and he makes you address him in character for 5 months while you're filming a movie, Lincoln, and he has to be Lincoln for 5 months.
I hate that
Or do
stuff. The
you
method
like
acting stuff is dumb.
Owen Wilson that's like the same guy in every part but very charming and delightful to watch? Like
I kind of like the Owen Wilson. I think I think also it's just like with acting they try to make it. It's with everything. Everything has to be made into this mountain when really like these people are getting paid to, play. Like there's Ethan Hawke always had this thing where he's like, would you be happy at like would you be an actor still if you were just doing it at like a theater in the middle of Oklahoma? Would you still love doing it? Then you should pursue it. But if you don't want to do it, then obviously you just want to be famous. And I think that it's the same thing with like basketball, where it's like, do you want to just be Kobe, or do you want to be one of the most like, do you want to just be like him, or do you want to be one of the like, do you want to be able to beat him? Which I think is those are two very different things.
yeah, I think it's
And
interesting
so,
conversation because like young people and parents who might be listening to this, that I see a lot of parents in this generation of basketball players and athletes right now that I'm dealing with where the parents are so obsessive about it. I'm not going to say the name of
mhm,
this person, but I was covering an athlete where the athletes at college, they're working out, they're doing everything the coach and performance coaches are asking of them. And then the parents pick them up after practice to go work them out on their own. And this player is like having all these injuries, and the coach has to sit them down and say,
you leave them
do you
alone.
want me to coach this person or do you want to coach this person? So I
Yeah,
do feel like there are some obsessive people out there that like, what is the line? Like, what is
yeah,
the line that you want to push to be great? Because I think I'm probably obsessive about some things, like preparation and getting to my games and knowing all the stories. I think I
yeah,
can be excessive about that. But I can also just turn that part off and watch the game and enjoy it and not like you have to still have joy in watching these things or doing these things. Like I think Kobe found great joy in his craft and the art of being
mm-hmm.
great. I do think he loved it. I don't know if
And
he
even like LeBron
enjoyed
and stuff.
what?
What? And like LeBron and like, but I like even when we watched The Last Dance, like I honestly, I saw a funny. I can't remember if it was a tweet or if it was a comedian. He's Neil Brennan, a comedian. I love him. He's hilarious. But he was talking about. He's like that. He was like, I'm convinced that Michael Jackson didn't love basketball. He just needed basketball to get to his true love, which was gambling.
Well, Michael Jackson never did play basketball.
Michael Jordan. Oh jeez. Oh no, don't come for me. Yeah.
Your name is literally McKylin Jordan.
It was.
You're
We were
named
talking.
after Michael Jordan. How did you get that wrong?
I get stuff wrong. I'm a human. We get stuff wrong. But on that same thing though, I do agree. Like I can be obsessive. I obsessively watch movies and TV, and it's like twofold because it's a good way to relax. But like I'm obsessed with acting and knowing everything about how they made something and knowing everything about the
How
and
did they
like
shoot this? And
how did
right.
they shoot it, who wrote it, what happened before they wrote it. Even like what I've been taking Tiffany through all the Marvel movies, and like each one I'm like, interesting, why did they do that, why did they do that, because like it's just this behemoth that took over movies and some people think killed it, and I maybe kind of agree, I don't know, but that like it's such a meticulous that world building and like why'd you cast this person, why'd you cast that person, and I'm obsessed with the reception to things, why people like certain movies, why certain movies work. So I get the obsession with it, but I do think sometimes like you do have to like have like you can have your obsession, but you do need to have other things that you do and other things that you like, or else it kind of just takes over, you know.
Right. It can make
You
you an
just it's not a
unhealthy,
full life.
unbalanced person. Right. I
Mm-hmm.
think it just depends on too, though. Like you talk about obsession and this need to be great and the drive of it, but also I feel like people forget about the joy of it. So like I've
Mm-hmm.
talked to you about this before. Like I'm a closet dancer. I love dancing, but I was never trained, never did dancing. But I obsessively watch dance videos on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. I love dancing. I love watching people dance. And it looks like it brings people such joy.
Yeah.
But there also, like, there's joy in the performance. Maybe like Kobe in a game, there's joy in the performance of hitting the shot. But there's obsession in the preparation, the lead up to
Yeah.
it. And the balance of those two ideals, I think, is very interesting.
I agree. Yeah. It is.
So
It's an
what are you
it's
obsessive about? What are you driven about? What's driving you?
me right
Yeah.
now. I'm obsessive about film, and I specifically film because I don't love television. I like watching it, but sometimes I kind of do feel like it's kind of just it's almost especially like Netflix. Sometimes it can just kind of be something to distract. Like it's not necessarily giving you. I think like a great movie can give you a lot.
Yeah, I think you like the storytelling or
Yeah.
the craft of how the story is told or how is it done visually or how the people are
Hmm.
acting. We went
And
and
I
saw
think
a great movie, American Fiction. I would use that as
yes,
a great
great movie.
example. It was the simplest idea of a movie, very simple script,
Hmm.
so unbelievably well executed and acted.
Hmm.
And I think that's an example of maybe what you love is a great story
Yeah.
told well by people who care about it.
Yeah, and I think because it's the things that they can do, like you're a storyteller too. Hearing somebody's story can do so much for you in your life. So like even something stupid like Aquaman, right? That movie for me did a lot because I'm a mixed person from two different worlds trying to figure out how to be responsible. You know what I mean? And so when you see somebody who embodies that and is kind of rebellious or whatever, even if it's a dumb movie about a guy who can talk to fish, you can still get something from that, you know? And I don't think you need to put your whole personality on it or whatever identity, but I think film specifically or American fiction, that idea of like presenting black enough and creating these black characters and like what America wants from black people and stuff like those stories can help you work through trauma, work through grief, work like in ways that you can't really work through it verbally or just like go to a therapist. Like it gives
Mm-hmm.
you it's therapy, it's helping. It gives you life a little bit and can also give you ideas of things to do with your life and like open your eyes to new stuff. I've learned so much from just what I've watched thousands and thousands and millions of movies or whatever. And like I've learned about culture. Like I learned about gypsies. I watched a whole movie about gypsy culture, and I was like, "That's fascinating." And then I decided to like read about. It can open you to a new.
Mm-hmm.
It just opens you to new stuff, and so that's I'm obsessed with that and being able to do that and doing that for other people as well. Because like I know there's probably a kid who's gone through some stuff that I've gone through, and seeing a movie about my story, or seeing a movie about a story similar, or seeing me do something like how Anthony Mackie's the Black Captain America. That stuff does mean something to people, even if it seems stupid or trivial. It does something for you, and it can help you. It can make your day better. It can make your day worse. It can do something, and I think that that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I know.
I,
So one of the movies that changed my life that inspired me when I was young, like very young, maybe 10 years old,
mhm,
um, was Brian's Song. And I know you always tease
mm,
me about this because I have like 700 copies of Brian's Song in our house because I think every time I see it in a store, I buy it.
you just bought it, yeah.
But it married my obsession with football. You know, obviously it's a story. It's a true story about Brian Piccolo, a white
Hmm.
player, and Gail Sayers, a black player, in the '70s, in the heart of segregation,
Hmm.
and how they came to really truly love each other and learn each
Hmm.
other. And it's a movie about race, love, death, football, like it, and friendship. I think it might be one of my most favorite stories of all time, and it really impacted my life because it teaches you something and it lets you feel something and it shows you people who are doing something, and it's a true story. So I think
Which
that
is great.
was maybe one of my favorites ever.
I love that, and it's like I think that there is something that happens to you on like a chemical level that I think we all just need from like film, from plays. You even get it from music. Like I think, especially now, we get so analytical about everything. I think everything is analyzed. Even we were analyzing the Luka trade. Like everything, there's 30 podcasts and there's 70 things to analyze every aspect of every piece of anything that ever happens. Right.
I'm analyzing Kendrick Lamar's jeans today.
Right. But there's something about with music and for me with film where like it if you just let it wash over you and you watch it and just really take it in, it changes you just a little bit, just molecularly, and it gives you something new, and it can inspire you, it can make you think differently, it can make you just feel better if it's something dumb. Like it's just such an important thing, and I think it makes you smarter to be able to for an hour almost like meditate on this thing, on this
Right.
story.
There's some
And it's just so
escapism.
important.
Yeah, there's some escapism involved too. I feel like sometimes at the end of the day, I get home and I'm like, I just want to put something on and escape into Emily in
Mm-hmm.
Paris and something that's pretty and light and easy. But
Mm-hmm.
then I do think that there are times where the ideas and the characters and the stories are inspiring and mesmerizing, or like they open your mind to new possibilities. I'll give you one other kind of fun example about this is like literally 25 years ago. I watched a movie called A Month at the Lake, A Month by
Mm-hmm.
the Lake. And this was a very small movie. Probably nobody's heard of it, with Vanessa Redgrave. And I've always loved Vanessa Redgrave.
She's great.
She's phenomenal. And so I watched this movie, and I'm like, where is this being shot? This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. So I stayed through the credits. I rewind back and forth, and it's shot in some place called Lake Como, Italy. This is 25 years ago. No one's heard of Lake Como, Italy outside of Italy. And I got obsessed with Lake Como, and I went to Lake Como. I've been there 7 or 8 times now.
Yeah,
that was because I fell in love with it, seeing it in this movie. And until George Clooney went there and filmed part of Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12 or 17, I don't know.
12.
And bought a house there, then it became very Americanized and more Americans knew about it. But I went there because I saw that movie more than 20 years ago, A Month by the Lake. And then I fell in love with where it was located. And I've been going back ever since. So yeah, like movies open up the world to you, I think.
It inspires you to travel. Or even, we were watching, what was it? Sicario. Great movie by Denis Villeneuve. It's Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, and it's about the drug cartels and stuff. And like, just, I don't know, there was something about it where I was just like, oh, that's a real, like, it made me want to learn about everything that's going on with the drug cartels because it's such a fascinating thing. But then it's like this morality play of right and wrong. And it just like, I really thought about like, oh my God, what is it that America is doing? And like, oh, what is control? What is chaos? And it makes you ask all these questions. And I think that, and that's just from a movie about like, you know, cool dudes doing cool stuff around the border by Taylor Sheridan, you know? But it's an amazing movie. But so yeah, I love movies.
It's by
the
Taylor
last
Sheridan?
10 minutes have. Yeah, Taylor Sheridan. Before
he's
he ran
he's
Paramount
literally
Plus.
doing anything good that's happening right now.
He's doing a lot of good stuff.
Yellowstone, Lioness. I have not watched The Landman. Oh, I was gonna watch. I've had 10 people tell me about Severance. That was my homework this week, and I haven't got to it. I promise
Severance
you, I will watch Severance as soon as we hang up. But yeah, Taylor Sheridan is doing a lot of great stuff.
He's great. I need him to make a story about a young half black man. Okay. Some Western. I don't know. All right. Are you ready to do?
Chaos
general. You know what? A general knowledge thing. Most cowboys are actually black because being a cowboy meant that you were very transient, going from farm to farm, or like helping people out, and so a lot of them are black people.
Well, there you go.
For you. Okay. Are you ready for chaos?
Yes.
got some good ones this week. One of them's kind of lame, but the other one's good. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, I don't like that one. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we had some wine last week, and I have the question of what is your favorite wine and why?
Oh, that's a great question. So my favorite wine is Brunello, which is an Italian wine out of a region called Montalcino.
Okay.
And fun fact, I am actually going there this summer. I've never been, so I'm going
Nice.
to stay in Montalcino at this castle on top of a hill overlooking the entire region where Brunello wine is made. So very excited about that vacation.
Wow.
But when I think I've told you the story, but I grew up as a Mormon, so I did not drink, and then read an article that wine might help prevent dementia that my dad had. I didn't want to get dementia, so I started drinking wine. But when I started drinking wine, I actually took you with me to a wine class in New York City.
Yes.
It was called the Bold Bees, and it was Bordeaux, Brunello, Barolo, Barbaresco, and one other. I'm forgetting which. Brunello. And we did a tasting, and we decided which ones we liked. And ever since that, I have loved Brunello. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
How about you?
I remember that.
What is
I
your
remember
favorite?
that. So mine is probably also Brunello. I'm growing on Pinot Noirs just in general. I love
Really?
Pinot Noir. Yeah.
Mm.
But I remember just a fun little story from that. We did that wine tasting, and then afterwards, I went and I ended up leaving my job right after that, and you walked with me over to work my job. I was working as a barista at the Smith.
Oh, right.
And I had to go in because I'd been thinking about leaving for a while, and I had to drunkenly because we just did this wine class, and I was young. I didn't have the wherewithal, and to go in and drunkenly be like, I think it's time for me to move on. Oh, that was a funny memory.
There you go. Well, there you go.
I love Brunello. I love a Pinot Grigio. I don't
Oh,
know what
you
it
do
is.
love a Pinot Grigio. You like? I'm not a
Oh
wine
yeah.
mostly because I'm drinking more for the brain health of it, or whatever I read the brain health is now. There's emerging science, but
I think that is it.
I still believe in the science of wine because there's a lot of Italian people and a lot of French people who've lived to be 100 years old. I think wine is good for you. Anyway, I'm still a red wine girl, but not a white wine girl.
Well, I love just sitting on a beach with a nice book, drinking some Pinot Grigio. Oh, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So
I think I would have a glass of Prosecco before I would have a Pinot Grigio. Like I like again, like my water, I like a sparkling.
You like a bubble
wine. I like a little sparkle to it.
You like a little bubble. See, Prosecco just gets me too drunk. Okay. Do you have a chaos theory? I have one more.
I did not come prepared today, son. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. What is your favorite Kendrick Lamar song?
Oh, wow. I think it's Not Like Us.
That's your favorite song?
Yes, because I think the message, number one, I like the bump, 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 like the way it starts. Bum, 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 bum,
That's, it's kind of I hate to say it's a little bit of a basic.
You think it's basic?
It's a little basic. I think you can do better. Okay. I need you to listen to some Kendrick and come.
What's your favorite?
My favorite, I like Money Trees off of his first album, Good Kid, Mad City. It's like a special, I think it's on the special edition, or it doesn't matter anymore because it's all on Spotify, but it's him and Dr. Dre. That one's really good. I like Money Trees.
Okay.
I'd say Money Trees, Humble's great.
Oh, I like Humble.
Damn, that whole album is amazing.
Yeah.
And then my favorite one right now is TV Off. Turn that TV off. Turn that TV off. That's the one where it's Mustard.
Mustard. They did that one in the show.
Yeah, they did that one.
It was very good.
I think it was the last one, but okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have some homework. You got Severance, and
dig into the old Kendrick.
Listen to some Kendrick. Yes.
You got it.
Okay. All right. Well, I love you, Mom.
Love you, darling. I know I keep promising this, but our guest was swamped with Super Bowl appearances. So I do promise I do have a guest coming up, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to be worth the wait. I know I tease it every week, but we're just trying to work out the schedule with her and her mom, so it's going to be
We
big.
will.
Stay
We will
with
get
us.
it. We will get it. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch you interview them because you're great at it.
Thank you for listening. Please
Thanks for
give us a
listening.
5-star review, subscribe, all of the things. We need your feedback.
Like, share, subscribe.
Oh, you
Send us
started an
chaos
email for
theories.
people to give us chaos theories, right? Did you tell me you started
That
an
was for the
email?
foundation,
Oh,
but
sorry, wrong one, wrong thing.
but I will. You know what? We'll come up with an email so that people can email us chaos theory ideas.
Yeah, I think we need
All right, that will come. I will.
All right.
I'll get that set up. But
Love
all
you,
right, I love you,
darling.
Mom, and don't forget to call your mom. It's my sign off. Is it a good sign off?
I love that sign off.